Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. We have a huge SEC West showdown on Saturday as number 2 Alabama takes on number 20 Arkansas in Fayetteville. And guys, this game could have been a lot better, a lot bigger. A top 10 showdown that had the division on the line had Arkansas not defeated themselves last week against Texas A&M. But that is in the past. Arkansas is looking to upset Alabama for the first time since 2006 in a game that the Hogs must win to keep their season alive. The million-dollar question is, can they do it? That is what we are here to predict today. So again, welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, ready to break down everything you need to know for this battle between the Crimson Tide and the Razorbacks. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the entire country for one of the lowest prices in the entire country. Guys, we are giving you a great deal for some picks that have beat out over 80% of the national analysts each of the last 4 years. You do not want to miss out on that. Over 84% on the money line, 63% against the spread. You're not going to find picks much better. We want you to take advantage of those. Join our team and start winning today. But again, only over on thegridironexpert.com. Make sure to sign up today. So let's take a look at this game, guys. Again, we kind of dogged Arkansas a little bit. I mean, last week against Texas A&M, many are saying was a fluke. Should have easily beaten the Aggies had it not been for some poor play calling and just multiple mistakes. Thing is, you can't have that if you want to take down Alabama, the team that has been the best program in the country for over the last decade. This is a tough game for Arkansas and a tough spot for them to be in. They have an opportunity to win their first game against the Crimson Tide, first one since 2006, an opportunity to jump back into the SEC title race, an opportunity to shake up the entire playoff race by upending the Tide. But can they do it? When you take a look at the personnel offensively, Alabama, you know what you're getting from the Crimson Tide, right? This is a team that is averaging 48.3 points per game and is so balanced. Over 280 passing yards per game, 235 rushing yards per game. They're led by last year's Heisman Trophy winner and Bryce Young, who's already thrown for over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. You've got Jace McClellan, 245 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, this Alabama team, offensively especially, is scary. They're scary good. They can score in a hurry. They're fast. They're physical. They're big. And Arkansas, we know last year, struggled to stop this Alabama offense. Yes, a lot has changed for both teams, but the Razorbacks, in that 42-35 loss to Alabama last year, allowed over 600 yards of offense and over 550 through the air. Got to find a way to stop that this year. But you look at Alabama, guys. Everybody talks about how good they are and how elite they are and how much talent they have, and they do. They do have all that. But again, they haven't played anybody that good this year. Their toughest test so far was a road game at Texas, a game they only won 20-19, a game where they only had 374 yards of offense, well below their season average, a game where they only had 213 passing yards, well below their season average. Should also be mentioned, last thing here, Bryce Young, as the starting quarterback of Alabama, has played in only 5 true road games. Started in just 5 true road games. 4 of those 5 have been decided by 3 points or less. 3 points or less. So watch out for that. Good news if you're an Arkansas fan. When you look at the Hogs offensively, they've got that talent, guys. Arkansas is loaded with offensive talent. They just need to figure out how to use it. And offensive coordinator Kendall Briles has to find a way to start calling better plays and to utilize this talent in the right way. No more double passes, no more multiple reverses with your backup quarterback who, yes, was switched to wide receiver, but those plays never work. You got to get back to the basics and start doing what is working. Because if you get cute and you get complicated, you can't beat the number 2 team in the country. To beat Alabama, you have to play a nearly flawless game. Now, Arkansas, again, over 230 passing yards per game, over 240 rushing yards per game. So statistically, very similar to Alabama. They have a dual-threat quarterback in K.J. Jefferson, who has thrown for over 900 yards, has 8 touchdowns this year, but has also rushed for over 270 yards and has 4 rushing touchdowns. They have the SEC's leading rusher right now in Rocket Sanders, who has rushed for 508 yards in just 4 games, has 3 rushing touchdowns, against leads the conference, but also has A.J. Green Dominique Johnson back from his injury. Trio of running backs there for Arkansas that could do some damage against this Alabama defense. The bottom line here, guys, again for Arkansas is to do what works. Don't get cute. Don't get overcomplicated. If the ground game is working, run the ball. If you're airing it out and it's working consistently, air it out. Again, I think for Arkansas to win this game offensively, guys, they have to be like Texas. Texas had 292 passing yards against Alabama. They were really airing it out well against the air. Arkansas can do that with KJ Jefferson. They cannot result back to the run and run with that up-tempo offense. Again, last numbers here. Last year against Alabama, Arkansas fell by 7, rushed the ball 42 times for 110 yards, averaging just 2.6 yards per carry. Not very good numbers. 2.6 yards per carry. But they aired it out and had 358 passing yards, majority of their touchdowns coming through the air or scoring opportunities coming through the air, and they only lost by 7. Keep that in mind. The run game will not work against Alabama. Why is that the case? Because Alabama's defense is ridiculous. The Crimson Tide are allowing just 62.5 rushing yards per game. And again, yes, Arkansas will probably be the toughest test they have faced so far this year. 62.5 rushing yards per game allowed by Alabama. Arkansas is averaging 243.8. Something's got to give there. Now, I'm going to go out here and say right now that I don't think Alabama's defense is going to be the one that gives. I think Alabama's defense will hold strong and firm against this Arkansas run game. I really believe they will. I believe Arkansas will be lucky to eclipse 150 rushing yards in this game. You look deeper into Alabama. Very, very solid defensively, especially at the linebacking core. I mean, guys like Jalen Moody, Henry To'o, Will Anderson, maybe the best defensive player in the country. A unit guy that has 12 sacks so far this year. This is an Alabama defense that will bottle up the Arkansas run game, pressure KJ Jefferson, and you have to question, will he make the right decisions? Can he hold on to the football? Will he be able to escape the pocket? He did a lot of damage through the air last year. He's going to have to carry this team on his back in this game in Fayetteville, no doubt about it. Arkansas's defense, guys, again, I believe the talent is there too. They have a lot of talent on offense, a lot of talent on defense. They're only allowing 99.3 rushing yards per game. So like Alabama, very stingy against the run. It's the pass where Arkansas is vulnerable. They no longer have the worst passing defense in the country. Their numbers went up a little bit after their loss against Texas A&M, but they're still giving up 302.5 passing yards per game. Again, last year allowed 559 passing yards to Bryce Young and Alabama in that loss in Tuscaloosa. The flip side, Arkansas only allowed 112 rushing yards in that game. So they bottled up the Alabama run, forced Bryce Young to throw, and he did, and he beat him through the air. Arkansas has to do the exact same thing, except the secondary has to play 10 times better. Arkansas would have won that game last year in Tuscaloosa had they had a lick of passing defense. If they do the same thing this year, they will be in this game in the fourth quarter. They will have a chance to win. They just cannot afford to blow it with a poor passing defense. Ultimately, guys, the key here is this for Arkansas. We believe they're going to be able to bottle up the run. We believe they're going to force Bryce Young to throw. They've got to stop it, but you can also stop it in better ways if you get pressure on Bryce Young. Arkansas leads the nation in sacks, 20 sacks through 4 games. They're averaging 5 sacks per game this year. But it's a revenge game in a way for linebacker Drew Sanders, the 5-star who transferred from Alabama and is now a star at Arkansas. That linebacking core with Bumper Poole and Drew Sanders are going to have to find a way to do damage to get Bryce Young and Alabama behind the chains, get them in second and third and long situations, and that's where the defense has to step up big, get those stops, and get the ball back in KJ Jefferson's hands, where hopefully Arkansas's offense won't stall and can put points up on the board. Again, guys, this is a very intriguing game. I mean, I believe Arkansas is better than the 20th ranked team in the country. I believe Arkansas should have won that game last week against Texas A&M, and that we should be sitting here right now talking about a top 10 showdown between the Tide and the Razorbacks. But bottom line is, it's still a big game. Bottom line is, it's still a very big game. For Alabama, they win this game, they arguably are done with their toughest test. They get past their toughest test left on their schedule this season, arguably, until the playoffs of the SEC Championship. For Arkansas, though, they win this game, the season gets right back on track. Loss to A&M's an afterthought. They own the tiebreaker over Alabama. They soar right back into the top 10. They are still in the SEC title hunt, maybe even the playoff hunt. But if they lose, their season's done. A lot is riding on this game. So what is going to happen? This game will be closer than you think. This game will be closer than you think. Arkansas should come out fired up, ready to go, sold out crowd, a red out in Fayetteville, one of the biggest games in recent memory for Arkansas football. The Razorbacks should be hyped, but ultimately they're going to fall to Alabama. I wholeheartedly believe that Alabama will exploit this Arkansas defense, especially that secondary. This is the best quarterback that Arkansas has faced all year. And if they're giving up those type of numbers against Cincinnati, South Carolina, Missouri State, and Texas A&M, you can only imagine what kind of numbers they're going to give up to Alabama and Bryce Young on Saturday. Alabama exploits the defense. I have no faith in Kendall Briles and the Arkansas offense to not screw something up. If you watched that game last week, Arkansas should have won that game, but their play calling and decision making will end up costing them. Do not have faith in Kendall Briles to make the right decisions. Arkansas will get some points on the board. We're going to see a similar game to what we saw last year. Back and forth, a lot of points scored, but it's going to be an Arkansas mistake that costs them. Alabama wins this game by roughly 10 points. Don't think it's by more than 17, but I'm thinking it's about 10 points here in Fayetteville. And this game, guys, sends Alabama onto a very good stretch for the rest of the year, sends Arkansas, I'm afraid, possibly into a tailspin. A Hogs team that was top 10 last week at 3-0 will drop to 3-2 outside of the top 25, and the road will not get any easier for the Razorbacks. Alabama wins in Fayetteville. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks. Again, over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Do not miss out on those picks, guys. Some of the best in the country for one of the lowest prices in the country, and we want you to take advantage of those and win with us. Become a part of our GE Nation. Go sign up today and make sure to subscribe to us right here on the channel. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.